Good morning. Welcome to Finance Investment by Ms. Trinh Nguyen, CFA Charter Holder and Master of Science in Economics of Banking and Finance. Today's topic is real estate investment for beginners. Things must know. Normally, you think that real estate investment requires high investment capital and much knowledge, experiences. However, even if you are young and just have several hundreds of USD, you can still invest in Vietnam real estate through buying shares of real estate companies or REITs. For example, KDH, Candin House, listed on Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, the share price of KDH increased 30% per year from 2013. And NLG in the same period, share price increased by 14% every year. Ticker NLG on Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange. In the discussion, we will share knowledge, information, and experiences about investment in real estate and which can apply right away. The content of the discussion include types of real estate investment, characteristics of real estate investment, then classification of real estate. The important content is valuation, then discuss two related content to Vietnam real estate industry and Vietnam real estate merger and acquisition, M&A. There are two types of real estate investment. First is equity and then debt. For equity, you have two forms, private or public investment. Private is direct investment in real estate, like you buy a land, you buy a house. Public you buy shares of real estate companies like Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, ticker VHM, KDH, Energy, or share of price. Real estate investment trust. Real estate investment trusts are a closed-end investment company investing in different types of real estate. They issue shares and you can buy the share traded on the stock exchange. In Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, the ticker FUCV rate by Techcom Vietnam rate fund. The type of investment in real estate debt, including mortgages and mortgage-backed securities. Mortgages are a debt investment, and the investors receive net interest after deducting servicing fees. They also receive scheduled repayment of principal, plus possibly principal prepayment. Principal prepayment is an option at cost. Mortgage-backed securities are securities issued against a pool of mortgages like residential or commercial. Characteristics of real estate investment. First, high unit value. Real estate has much higher unit value than stock or bond. Therefore, there is need for borrowing because the investment capital is high. Then, real estate values are quite sensitive to interest and availability of debt capital. For example, recently in Vietnam, the banks have decreased interest rates, so borrowers can borrow more money at low interest costs. Other characteristic of real estate investment is illiquidity. It is more difficult for investors to sell physical real estate in short term. However, real estate investment have diversification benefits because when real estate has been added to a portfolio, this investment brings diversification benefits for the portfolio. The reason is that real estate investment has less correlation with other assets like stocks or bonds in the portfolio. And as I mentioned, you can also invest indirectly in the REITs or shares of real estate company listed, which are more liquid and prices of the shares are more in line with the market value of physical real estate. About classification of real estate, there are two types, residential and commercial real estate. Residential property is products for housing demand. Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange tickers are VHM, KDH, Energy. Commercial real estate include office, industrial and warehouse, retail, and hospitality. Office is office building with customers renting the properties for working. Like ticker REE on Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, it has 10% of sale from office renting. Industrial and warehouse is for light or heavy manufacturing places. You can see industrial zone companies listed on Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange are SGSC, KBC. As I mentioned in previous video, industrial and real estate is a sector benefit from lower interest rate, and also the shift of production from China to Vietnam. That is long-term story for investment selection. Other real estate commercial is retail. There are shopping centers and department stores to be rented by individuals. Retail space can be combined with office space. Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange ticker is VRE. And the fourth form of commercial real estate is hospitality. There are hotels, motels, or entertainment complexes which are located near places people often visit. Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange ticker is NVT. About valuation, there are three valuation methods. First, cost approach, then sales comparison approach, and final income approach. Cost approach, you just estimate the land value and the construction cost to estimate the value of a house, for example. Sales comparison approach, you base on similar transaction in the market. So the market value of the house or the land you want to buy is estimated based on a benchmark value. They are comparables. There are characteristics affecting the value like location, conveniences, infrastructure. For example, you know transaction about property A and you want to value property B. So if property A is near the central mall and has more conveniences, so the value of property B is lower than property A. For income approach, there are two formulas. First, appraisal price or valuation price is NOE, net operating income, divided by market cap rate. Market cap rate is based on the benchmark transaction. Market cap rate is equal to benchmark NOI divided by benchmark transaction price. Net operating income NOI is gross rental minus vacancy, minus insurance and taxes, minus utilities, and minus repair and maintenance. Vacancy, for example, in 1 year, the full occupancy of the real estate just 90%, 90, so the vacancy is 10%. Now we will discuss Vietnam real estate industry. Growth catalyst. Vietnam has young and large population, ranked 15 in the world, with young average age of 33.3. And in Vietnam also, there is rising disposable income with expansion of middle income people. Especially for residential housing demand, trend of young population, they want to live separately from their parents when they get married. About industrial and warehouse real estate, as I mentioned before, there is shift of production from China, and also Vietnam is an attractive destination for the direct investment capital. Vietnam real estate industry has benefited from recent policy by the government. First, about interest rates policy. In 2023, the government has 3 times adjusting the banking deposit rate maximum for a period 1 to less than 6 months of deposits at bank. In March, 5.5%, May 5%, and decreased to 4.75% in June. The second policy is Decree 08/2023. For bonds issued in the domestic market, issuing companies can negotiate with bondholders to pay due interest and principal in excess. For example, interest and principal of a bond can be converted into a land or a house. In addition, issuers can lengthen the bond maturity by further 2 years maximum, so the company have more time to generate cash flow profit enough to repay the principal. The impacts for interest rates policy, real estate companies have less interest costs and generate more profits, while people are more willing to borrow for buying real estate. About Decree 08/2023, real estate companies have more initiative and flexibility in financing, and they can manage the interest payment, the principal repayment in the context of more difficulties to raise capital by bond issuance now in Vietnam. I mentioned now the content, Vietnam real estate, merger and acquisition, M&A. The transactions, according to surveys, M&A transaction in 2022 reached value of 1.7 billion USD, the highest level in 5 years. And in first half 2023, M&A value even higher, with value nearly equal to 2022, most from foreign investors. So you can see that now in Vietnam, it's quite favorable price to buy real estate projects or real estate assets. Some key transaction, like in January, Nam Long ticker NLG and Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, they sold 25% of Paragon Đại Phước Limited Company. In March, Gamuda Land, they bought project of Thủ Đức District by Tâm Lực Real Estate for 315.8 million USD. In May, Keppel Corporation, they bought 49% of 2 residential projects by Khang Điền, Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange KDH at 135.4 million USD. And in March, CapitaLand is in negotiation process to buy some projects of VHM, Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, Vinhomes at value very high, 1.5 billion USD. The final content about discussion about outlook of Vietnam real estate merger and acquisition. Foreign investors like CapitaLand, Fraser, Century Thay may invest in real estate projects of commercial, residential, and industrial in Vietnam. Countries that investors come from are Korea, Singapore, Japan, Malaysia, Thailand. So as I mentioned, current time is favorable for M&A deals given lower pricing. But we know that some high value deals may take place in second half 2023 or first half 2024. M&A is quite positive for Vietnam real estate companies because they have more money, more initiative to invest and expand. So at high interest expense lower. Companies' investment in affordable housing will have profits and cash flow earlier as they have undersupplies in this market segment. Some companies are Nam Long, Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, ticker NLG, and Hoàng Quân, Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, ticker HQC. And final, we think that companies should conduct projects based on statistics of supply and demand. So now I end my discussion here, sharing my knowledge, practical experiences about investment in real estate in Vietnam. You can apply right away to become richer with less efforts, less time. Please subscribe and view because your subscriptions are important for me to motivate to make more high quality and this insight videos in coming time. Thank you.